Hey guys, welcome back to GRAZY TV. So today's video is pretty unexpected. I've gotten so many requests from you guys to do the Nth Room case, and the case is very gruesomely detailed. And before this story actually blew up, I did a story on my main channel where an anonymous tipper emailed me an information about a fake modeling agent that scams girls to send explicit photos, and I go into details of how they did it, how they did the emails and things like that. So if you guys want to check that story out, click the link here or in the down below in the description box. It gets dark, and this guy even scammed a K-pop star, and this was a whole controversy pretty long time ago, a couple years ago, but still I'm honestly kind of not surprised that this thing goes on, just because we have the internet today, the dark web, and I heard some crazy things go on the dark web. So if you guys have not been updated, the Nth Room case is basically a chat room full of sick people paying to watch some gruesome things about minors, about kind of like sexually related things. The biggest problem, the controversy about this case was that a lot of the girls that was on this chat room, the videos that has surfaced, the photos of the girls, they actually been blackmailed. And you will also be surprised of the ages of the people, the men who was running this chat room. So the most infamous face that is surfacing around the internet and the news media is Cho Joo-bin. So Cho Joo-bin is a 24-year-old man who went by the alias internet name Paksa. Paksa is actually a Korean name for professor or doctor, depending on. So he is known to be the starter of this Nth Room chat. So along with Cho Joo-bin, 17 other men were arrested for being a leader in these chat rooms, and one of the operator was even young as 16 years old. You're literally like 9th grader in high school, basically running this sick chat room. So this is how these Nth Rooms worked. So this is a pay-to-view chat room. So people would actually have to pay somewhere around $200 to $1,500 in order to gain access to these videos and photos. Now, depending on how brutal or gruesome the content is, the video is, the more you have to pay. So some people are paying lots of money, like $1,500, in order to see the highest brutality of how men are treating these girls. In these chat rooms, you're not using regular bank or even cash. People are using cryptocurrency, kind of like Bitcoin, which is a lot harder to track people down versus if you're just using a regular bank. So far, they found 74 girls were victimized, and 16 of them were actually underage, the youngest being 11 years old, basically an elementary school student. If you guys are still confused on how Nth Rooms even operated, they use an app called Telegram. So Telegram is, I guess, like Kakao Talk, WhatsApp, but Telegram is an end-to-end encrypted and content expiring system, which obviously will be hard to track the original content down. It's hard to track what's in the chat rooms because it gets deleted after certain times. Paksa, or Cho Joo-bin, basically starting out seeking girls on Twitter. Now it is said that these girls are originally seeking modeling jobs, escort jobs, like quick cash, sugar babying kind of jobs, and he would message these girls saying, hey, you've been selected for this part-time job, I need your social security in order to pay you and get this job started. Because some of these girls are so young, and some of these girls are actually desperate for quick cash, so these girls who are very young and inexperienced, they would be like, okay, I got the job, let me provide you with the personal information and let me work and give me some money. I mean, that's pretty much what these girls were thinking. AKA, if you just provide your social security number in Korea, you can find out a lot. I mean, you can find out your phone number, you can find out your real name, your family, all these things you can find out just from your number. And these operators would basically blackmail the girls, saying, if you don't do what I say for a week, we're going to release these photos and your information to your family and to the internet. So these young girls obviously wouldn't want their family to find out what they've been doing, and they don't want these personal informations to be out there on the internet. So the operators are basically using the fear and anxiety factor in order to blackmail these girls. So the missions that they were required to do in order to be free from this blackmailing scam was that they needed to be the Paksa's slave for 1 week. The operators would basically force them to send explicit photos, send them videos of doing something really explicit sexually, send them photos and videos of the girls writing slave on their leg or on their arms or somewhere on their skin. And unfortunately, it did not stop at the week. They would actually blackmail the girls to keep on going and make them do more and more extreme things in order for them to be free free. So here's one example. There was a middle school and underage girl that fell into this scam. The operator promised the girls money and a phone. She was ordered to send them photos, then eventually sexual abuse videos. She made around 40 total and said that she was afraid that she'd be threatened if she tried to quit, and they had all her info and explicit videos. So like I said, guys, these are young girls. Like, do you guys remember when you were in middle school? If someone was forcing you to do something and was scaring you using fear and anxiety factors, I mean, girls would fall for this. These girls are literally brainwashed to things that they should never tell anyone. There was even an underage middle school student that was raped on live stream, and the youngest victim, like I said, was age 11. If you guys want to know the details of what they actually made them do on the videos and photos, I don't want to say it on YouTube just because it's really extreme. So if you guys do want to find about it, you could click on the link. So it's not just the operators that are creepy. We're talking about the people who are paying to view this. Now, apparently in the chat rooms, obviously you can put your comments and feedbacks on what you think about the content that you just paid for and watched. So these men would comment, "This is what grooming looks like." They would mock Korean law enforcement, saying that they would never be caught, and basically that they're able to get away with viewing these explicit things. And it's not just about the video content, it's about what people are commenting on these chat rooms that just creeps you out. Now let's go back to the main perpetrator, Paksa, aka Cho Joo-bin. Now there was something that was interesting about his past. Now, you would think that this is a 24-year-old man that was just bored, that didn't go to college, that, you know, probably skipped out on high school and dropped out. In no way am I siding with this guy at all, but in a way, the way he grew up, I think, shaped who he became. Now, if you see his history in life, he has been selling drugs and doing other illegal things since he was in elementary school. He actually has been in custody before for other illegal things other than sexual things. But the fact that he was doing this illegal things since elementary school just shows you that where is his parents? Was his parents abusive to him? Was his parents doing the same thing? Was his parent literally like kicking him out of his house and he had to grow up alone on the streets? Now, Cho was actually also known to be a volunteer in an orphanage. He actually graduated college in 2018 and he was known to be very quiet in school, had fairly good grades, even won first place in school book report contest. He was actually known to be really good in writing and doesn't fit the typical predator image. I mean, now, if you guys haven't found the story, let's talk about this another user, God, and Watchman. So it is known that this user named God first actually originally started these Nth chat rooms before Paksa did. So God actually created the chat rooms last year in 2019 or something like that, and it was the same concept where he would message the girls and would obviously scam them and blackmail them later on and sell it online in these chat rooms. God actually used the tactic of sending fake URLs to girls who were already posting split photos on Twitter and different online social media. Basically, it would say your photos have been leaked on the internet, check your security options, and when the girls would log in, it would be obviously a fake URL that would somehow steal their personal information by using some kind of like hacking apps and things like that. For whatever reasons, around September 2019, apparently God disappeared from the internet. So that's when Paksa came in and he decided to create the same concept chat rooms. Maybe God thought that they were going to be caught by the police, so he disappeared, or I mean, we don't know what happened. But you know, there are people still out there walking around, roaming around us who could be some sick perpetrators. Like I said, look at Cho Joo-bin. Like, he looks totally normal. He literally looks like just a regular college kid that you would see in a Korean college campus. Or Cho Joo-bin also threatened famous TV anchor. He threatened the documentary PDs, the producers, and he allegedly even tried to set up secret cameras on celebrities' locker rooms. So the victims would actually hope that it would stop after they did whatever these chat room operators wanted them to do, but it just never stopped. Paksa apparently even threatened the victims that he would murder the victims' families. There's also a new information coming out that is kind of not related to this case, but apparently Paksa Cho Joo-bin was paid to to murder a child by some sick man, and apparently he was paid $3,000 in order to go through with this as a hitman, but apparently they never went through with it. But still, you could see what extreme length this guy would go to, and there was actually no limit for him. There's an estimate about 10,000 people that was involved in this pay-to-view chat room, so 10,000 people that paid to watch these things. I'm thinking and guessing that probably if you're paying to view something, that the pay-to-view people actually had a say in what the girls should be doing, such as they probably requested something for the operators to do, and they said, if you get the girls to do this, then I'll pay you this much to watch it, and probably that's like how it went on. Now the sickest thing is, among these 10,000 apparently identified members are including celebrities, CEOs, and famous athletes, as well as influential people that are all paid members of this chat room. The identities of these CEOs, celebrities, famous athletes have not been revealed, but if they are revealed, wow, their career is literally done. Just to let you guys know, Cho Joo-bin, his face being publicized without him being actually found guilty after the court case is actually very rare. In Korea, the way the law works, like your identity is actually hidden to the public, and your face has to be legally like mosaicked or covered, and your name and your personal information is actually not known to public unless you are actually known to be a big threat to the public. But because there was 2 million people petitioning to the Blue House in Korea that this guy's identity should be revealed, Korean law enforcement went ahead and they actually revealed who Cho Joo-bin was. Other chat room operators who was involved in this, their identity will probably not be released unless something really crazy happens. A lot of people in Korea are petitioning for all of these 10,000 identified individuals to be released to the public, meaning their names, their face, their age should be released so we know what kind of creeps they are. This is obviously where like the debate goes. Do you guys believe that all these 10,000 people should be identified and they should be known to public? I don't know how I feel about that, but honestly I think every single person, the chat room operators that was involved in this, their identity should definitely be revealed to the public. There's actually up to 260,000 people that have eventually came across these videos and photos of these women being brutally treated. So maybe it is normal. I mean, there's so many people who are actually paying to view this. 10,000 to 260,000 people, that is not a small number, you guys. Now, Cho Joo-bin publicly, the only thing he said was, I apologize to the victims who hurt me. Thank you for putting a brake on the life of a devil that could not be stopped. Thank you guys so much for watching. Leave a comment down below what you guys have thought about this case, and I hope you guys have a magical, wonderful day.